Hey guys, it's Caitlin here and welcome back to part 2 of our Create Pet series. So if you didn't watch part 1, I will put that in an information bar right here somewhere in the top right hand side of the screen, or I will pop it down in the description box below. I started a new Create a Pet series. I had seen a lot of people being really creative, just creating so many awesome things in Create a Pet, and I really wanted to do something myself, and seeing as Marvel is something that I really enjoy, like really enjoy, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make Marvel superhero dogs and maybe cats. We'll see. I'm thinking that the cats should maybe be like Black Widow or something like that, just because cats are more feminine. I feel like in terms of what they look like and stuff, they'll appear more as a girly character, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, or am I being like, I hope I'm not being like thing to pets or whatever, but anyway, so we are doing Thor, and Thor is the most amazing Marvel superhero ever. Now, I feel like a lot of people with this argument would say that Thor is kind of lame, because to be completely honest, I know that Thor has been one of the worst received franchise within the Marvel universe, or the MCU universe, whatever. But I really like him. Now I've liked his character for quite a few years. It probably started back in 2013. It was my first year living in Australia, and I think that might have been when the first Thor came out, possibly, or maybe even the second one. I don't know, I can't really remember, to be honest. I never watched them straight away when they came out in the theatres. But this is when I first started like really getting into Marvel, and I actually had a art assignment, end of year art assignment, where I was given an A3 size canvas and pretty much told to just paint anything, and then I'll be graded on it. Now, at the time, the teacher I had, he was not actually like a qualified art teacher. It's just the school I went to were sort of low on teachers, so my art teacher was also my English teacher, and he was also the drama teacher, and he's actually qualified to be a drama teacher. English and art are just the other classes that he picked up due to not having enough teachers. So he didn't really to be honest, he didn't really know much about art, and I had previously come from New Zealand, where my teacher knew almost everything about art. She taught me how to shade properly. When I first came into her class, she told me like straight away that what I was doing wrong in my artwork. She's like, no, you don't do this. So when I was younger, when I would shade a picture and things like that, I would use my finger to smudge, and if you are a sketcher and you sketch, you probably cringe at that, because you don't you don't want to be one of those people who smudges their artwork in order to create shading. It just doesn't look nice, and if you do that, that's like totally okay. I was at that stage. You learn over time how to do things, and she told me basically she does not want to see me smudge at all, and she showed me how to shade properly and stuff like that, and eventually I picked it up, so now I can actually shade like with the pencil, which is really cool, because I never used to be able to do that, and it just ups the quality of your work so much. Anyway, I'm going off topic here. So yeah, my my A3 piece of artwork that was supposed to be submitted at the end of the year, it got an A+, I believe. It was really funny, because when it comes to art, or actually any subject in high school in general, I am very much a procrastinator, and I will put things off to the last minute. Especially with my art class, I will put it off to the last minute, just because I came from New Zealand, where the workload was a lot harder in the art class. There was so much work to do, and it wasn't just paint something and you're done. It was paint something, do the research on different artist styles, choose an artist and that you use as your inspiration, and follow their style, incorporate what they do into your own work. And there was also things like having to annotate why you did certain things in your work, having to do research on the artist itself that you've chosen. You just have to have so much things with the actual piece of artwork. It's not just paint and you're done. Whereas when I came over here in my art class here in Australia, it was literally just paint and you're done. So for me that was good, because if I sit down I can get something done, you know, within a few hours if I sit down and just work at it. So I pretty much, I think I did my end of year A3 canvas like 2 days before it was due. Like the first day I drew it and then I just painted it and everything like that, or maybe painted it, I don't know, can't really remember. But it's really funny, when I came into school and I showed my canvas, people did not believe that I had done it. They said I had sketched it. I'm like, no, I didn't sketch it. This is an A3 size canvas. How the hell am I going to sketch something this big? And basically what I do, because when it comes to me, I'm not very good with coming up with concepts and ideas in terms of artwork, and most of the artwork I do is by reference. I will look at an image and I'll just redraw it, just because that's just, I just really struggle with coming up with concept ideas. And it's the same with Sims builds. I struggle at coming up with concepts, so I often have to look at different references and I just pull bits and pieces of different houses and put it all into one. So and it's the same with the thumbnails for these superhero videos that I've done. I've basically taken different posters from the real movie and fan-made posters and stuff, and just sort of incorporated ideas from those posters into my little thumbnail edit for the superhero cast videos. So that's how I tend to do art. I do things from reference pretty much. So back then in high school, when I did a Thor painting, I had the, you know, the little picture of Thor just on my phone screen, or iPod, I think it was back then, a touch iPod. I never had an iPhone. Actually, I lie, I had an iPhone, but it was like a 4 or something like that. It was really cool though. It was like multicolored. I know it sounds like tacky and lame when I say multicolored, but it changed color in different lighting. It was like either yellow or it was sort of like a pinky colour. I actually got that one from a friend who fixes phones. It was like a factory phone, so that's why it was all like different and not a normal just white or plain iPhone. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I just got carried away because I was thinking about how cool I thought it was back then, and then I had like a different coloured iPhone, a unique iPhone I suppose. But yeah, no, anyway, so back to the story. I had the picture on my iPhone and I basically just referenced it, drew it on the canvas from what I was looking at on my phone screen, and people didn't believe me in school. It's like, no, I didn't trace it. But you know, that's totally fine if people want to think that. That's didn't really bother me, because I still got an A+, which was good, because I pretty much failed other classes because I am bad at everything else except for art, it seems. Like even in New Zealand when I was at school, I was in the low classes. I wasn't good at English, wasn't good at maths. I pretty much just scraped by in those classes and only just passed. Whereas with art, it's something I've always like excelled in. So yeah, again, I have gone off topic. Here we are talking about art, or here I am talking about art, and poor little Thor doggy here is like, hey, what about me? This video is meant to be about me. So yes, we're gonna get back to Thor. So I personally think Thor is the best Marvel character ever. Why do I think that? Now, I feel like a lot of people might be like, oh, it's the whole Chris Hemsworth, you know, appeal, because a lot of people, you know, have celebrity crushes, and people like Chris Hemsworth because he's not a bad looking guy. But no, that's actually not my reason. Because before Thor, I actually really liked Iron Man. And I think the reason why it sort of changed over time is because Thor, to me, is the only one who really has been given his powers naturally, if that makes sense. Like he's the god of thunder. He was born a god of thunder. You have Iron Man, Tony Stark, who built his armor, who built his superpower, shall we put it. Without it, he's not, you know, he's not that powerful. Without it, he's not that powerful. I mean, he does have like the what do you call it, Stark reactor or something like that. I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched Iron Man. But Like, if he didn't have that, he would have been nothing. So, yeah, I just kind of like it that Thor has it naturally. And then you've got Black Widow. She's really cool. But again, she would have learnt hers through combat and stuff like that. And she doesn't really have any powers. It's more just like she is very skilled in combat and stuff like that. You got Hawkeye, who just happens to be really skilled at throwing an arrow, or like, you know, firing an arrow. He's really cool. I actually really like Hawkeye. He's cool. Even though he doesn't play a big part, he's still cool. Who else we got? Hulk. I mean, his was... I have a confession. I haven't actually watched The Incredible Hulk. I've been meaning to, actually, because since it came out kind of like a while ago, I'm sort of iffy on it. Like, I feel like I'm not going to enjoy it. But I saw a short, I think it was yesterday or last night. I was watching a short and I was like, you know, it doesn't actually look too bad. I might have to watch it. Then I might actually understand how Hulk became Hulk. Like, I've got the general idea of how he became Hulk. But again, like, his was not natural. His was like science or whatever. What was he, like, gassed out in a chamber or injected or something? I can't remember. And you got Captain America, who, you know, was in the army, and then he had that chamber thing that he hopped into, and science, and bam, he comes out looking like this big rock guy, except he's not the Rock. So basically what I'm trying to say is Thor is the only one that really was given the power naturally. You've got Doctor Strange as well, but he sort of taught himself how to gain those powers. Again, he wasn't born with them. It's just like you have singers, right? And singers have natural talent. Most of them have natural talent. And I feel like the ones with the natural talent, you can see it, as opposed to those who have had to teach themselves. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. If you can sing, like, whether you've been born with it or if you taught themselves, then it doesn't bother me. Just in case that sounded like I was like dissing people who had to learn how to sing. I wasn't. I just wanted to throw that out there. But anyway, so this video is kind of long because Thor has so much damn detail. Like, he's got a lot of detail. I actually had to film him twice. The first time I was doing him, I got to one point where I was looking at the drawing, like all of the sketching that I'd done on him, and I was just so confused at what was what. So I had to get a little piece of paper, draw out the suit from a couple of pictures. You guys have no idea how many reference images I had for this Thor. I literally found so many photos online, and then I went through the trailer for Ragnarok. I went through the trailer and just took screenshots of certain sections because I wanted to see the backside of his suit. I wanted to see the backside of his helmet, front views of his helmet. I wanted to try and see, like, if you guys have seen Thor Ragnarok, he's got like this cool as armor or suit, and it's got these red like symbols all down the left side of it, and it's really difficult to actually see what's on there, so I really had to do a lot of googling to try and find what was on there. I found some pictures, but I don't think I got them accurate. I mean, they're decent enough, but I didn't get them exactly accurate, but I think that's okay. I mean, at least I tried to get them in there, I think. But yeah, anyway, so we also got his little cape. Now, if you guys have not seen Thor Ragnarok and are looking at this thinking this does not look like Thor, if you watch Thor Ragnarok, this is what Thor looks like in Thor Ragnarok. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. You need to get up right now and go to the movie theater and watch it. Unless, of course, you're in bed and it's late at night. Don't get up now, just go tomorrow or something if you got the day off. If you got school, go on the weekend. I don't know, you guys just all have to see this. If you hate Marvel, then I'm sorry, I can't help you there. If you hate Marvel, I don't know, maybe go and watch the new Justice League movie? I don't know. I'm sad, I'm gonna miss that. It's already out in theaters, but of course today was my only day off, so I didn't get the chance to go and see that, so I'm gonna have to watch that when I get back. But it should be good. I do like DC as well, but I prefer Marvel by a mile. I love Marvel so much, I really do. I also did a speed edit for the thumbnail for this video, and if you guys have noticed, the thumbnail is a little bit off center. However, I actually haven't decided if I was going to leave it off center or if I was going to crop it down a little bit, because I did not intend for it to be off center. But once I completed it and everything like that, I realized it was off center. And the thing was, it would have been a pain to try and like change it and move it over because I had so many layers upon layers on top of it, and it was just like, it would have taken so long to try and redo it. I don't even know how many layers was in that thumbnail, but there was a lot, so I kind of just thought I would leave it off center. But again, I haven't decided if I'm just going to crop the entire image off. If it is off center and it's bugging you, I'm sorry. It bugs me too, but I don't know, I haven't made up my mind yet. And you guys will see in the speed edit, if you decide to watch that, what I mean basically about it being off center. So yeah, I was really excited as well for the speed edit. I did mention in my first episode of this cap series, do we call this cap because it's create a pet? Do we call it cap? I think so. So the first video for this cap series, I did talk about doing a thumbnail for that one, which I never did in the end because I got a little carried away, but I did do one for this video and I'm quite happy with it. I based it off of a fan-made poster, and I think 2 of the original posters perhaps, and I really like it. I think it's cool. There are a couple of things that could have used with a little more work, but considering that I haven't done many of these speed edits, I was pretty happy with it. And because I don't exactly have Photoshop, I've got GIMP, and I think GIMP is a little more difficult to figure out. With Photoshop is sort of easier to navigate opposed to GIMP. So I don't know, GIMP just takes a little while to figure out, but I think it turned out alright. I do want to go to Photoshop, but I'll have to wait till I come back for that, because yeah, and maybe till I get a new computer. I don't know if my computer can run Photoshop, but we'll see when I come back. It'll be a new year and we can decide when I get back. So anyway, we are coming up to the screenshots pretty soon. I hope you enjoyed this create a pet video, and I hope you guys like the series. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you guys all when I get back from my holiday. Bye guys!